So this is the setup for the 100 Toddler Challenge. Just make a family in CAS. And the way I start this out is I only have MC Command Center installed for mods. I make a family with one young adult and 7 toddlers to begin with. And I put numbers as their name just so I can keep track of how many I've made and make them all independent, but I don't edit their outfits or do anything special with, I accept the randomness of whatever toddler the game gives me because that would just take way too long to edit them all. Then I place them into this large lot in Newcrest because I'm going to need a lot of space. Plus, Newcrest is not that busy because there are no other houses built up. So once we have our family placed on this lot, then I will go to some place in Willow Creek, usually this household right here, and we're going to set some settings in MC Command Center. And in order to do that, you need a computer. Okay, so we go over here to this computer, and in the MCC settings, there's gameplay settings, maximum household size. Set that to 101. Pause on zone is nice. I always turn this on. Okay, back under MC Command Center, if you go under MC Population Other Settings, there's a maximum Sims in zone setting. Now, I set this to 105 because you're going to have 101 members of your household, and that means that anybody that you ask to come over will not come over. If you order maid service or a butler or a gardener or anything like that, the game has problems zoning them in if you don't have this number high enough. Okay, also under MCC settings, gameplay settings, use random aging. Change this to disabled because what this does is anybody that you generate in CAS or anybody you generate at a specific age will have their ages randomized so they will be a little bit older than the maximum amount of days to age up a toddler. And we don't really want that. So I set it to disabled. All right, after you're done with all your settings, you're going to have to restart the game for a couple of those, but I've already done that. So let's get back into it. Now, unfortunately, this will make your BFF household a played household. So just click on that, unclick the played, and unclick this favorite to move them into other households because you do have a limit on your Sims in this section. So always you're going to have to adjust this because it's set to 80 on as the default. So set it to 150 and then that way you can have 150 Sims in your played section. The next thing you're going to do is I usually pick a lot at Willow Creek. You can pick any empty lot. Just don't pick one in Newcrest because that's where your household is and you don't want to try and load all of those Sims every time you do this. So pick one of these lots and create new household to move in. And this sim really doesn't matter who he is or what he is. So just pick random stuff and then start adding your sims. You're going to add, just click this little button to make them a toddler. Pick whatever trait you want or randomize it if you so desire. And then I like making them all with the same last name. Okay, so that'll give you 7 sims that are toddlers and the number is going to always be divisible by 7 since you're adding 7 at a time, so that makes it a little bit easier to track and to make sure you got the numbers right. So after you've created this household at Willow Creek, you're going to go back to your Newcrest household and you currently have 7 toddlers, so just hit the phone icon and travel. Don't take any of your toddlers with you. I have aging turned off also, and just go to that lot where all of the other toddlers are. Since they have no house, they'll be all out right out front. So you can use the cheat menu in order to add them to your family. And I try to go in order, but sometimes this doesn't always work. So I might have to end up renaming them when this is done. Shift left click and add to family. Okay, then what I do is I send them all to daycare and I let the game play for a little bit until it gets them all there. And then we see this guy right now has nobody in his household. So we can add 7 more toddlers to him. And there are other methods to do this. But this one I find you just don't get the bugs where they have NPC flags and they're doing all kinds of weird things and stretching. So yeah, this is the best way I've found to make these Sims. So just go back to manage worlds and I recommend saving. Bring up your little manage households and add 7 more toddlers. Okay, so now I've got 21 toddlers, but I have to go back to my Sparks residence and just click on her so that you don't get the menu pop up to try and have to find her. And then when you hit play, so you're automatically in the same lot with all of those toddlers again. Sometimes when you zone back in, the toddlers may be missing. If you find them not here, you have to go back to your home lot and come back again. But that usually doesn't happen every time, so you can add them pretty quickly. It just takes a little bit of time to get them all in, but this just makes things run so much more smoothly.